Gravity Hill is a place where gravity seems to be working against itself, where gravity seems to temporarily not work as it should. There are hundreds of gravity hills around the world, and they are characterized as places where a geographical optical illusion has been created. Gravity hills, an optical illusion. Also known as spook hills, gravity hills are, at their core, an optical illusion. The landscape of an area can make a small downhill slope appear to be going uphill. Cars can be seen rolling uphill against the perceived gradient of the road, stunning drivers and spectators alike. One of the most important features of a gravity hill is that the horizon line is partially or completely obscured, which blurs viewers' perception of up and down. Some gravity hills are reported to not just be optical illusions, but sites of supernatural activity as well. Most of these are local myths and legends, but guides and fans of the local spots swear by their tales. Where are gravity hills located? According to researchers, gravity hills tend to be located in areas where the stretch of road is relatively short, 50-90 meters, not too wide, and surrounded by a natural landscape devoid of buildings. These geographical aspects combine to create an optical illusion that gives visitors the impression that a downhill slope is actually uphill. California, to name just one location of mystery spots in gravity hills, is chock full of anomalies ranging from old mining roads to the Golden Gate Bridge. One particular gravity hill, mystery spot in Santa Cruz, has been attracting visitors since the 1930s and is the site of more than a few eerie feelings and misunderstood sightings. Spook Hill, located in Lake Wales, Florida, is another example of a gravity hill. Spook Hill was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2019. In South Bend, Indiana, another gravity hill is the subject of folklore. In 1973 account, Stephen F. Zmislo submitted a report about a hill outside South Bend, Indiana, where a car in neutral rolls up the hill backwards. Zmislo noted that the legend claims that a ghost inhabits the location, and that if the motorist applies the brakes, the ghost will push the car up the slope or steal the gasoline. How do gravity hills work? Scientists will point to the facts. When observing gravity hills, you can't see the horizon, the trees are bent in a different manner, the gradient of the road is offset by the geography of the surrounding hills. Our human perceptions are often not enough to discern what is right in front of us. Our brains take in so much information, and, in the process of filtering some of it out, makes us see things. The wonder of gravity hills shouldn't be taken away by science, though. People around the United States and the world continue to marvel at their car parked in neutral, rolling up what seems to be a downhill slope. People will pay to stand in line and experience the weirdness surrounding the mystery spot in California, while others will marvel at the stream that seems to be flowing uphill. This strange phenomenon in two Southern California towns is too weird for words. The concept of gravity is pretty straightforward, right? For instance, things are supposed to roll downhill, not uphill. But that's not the case for these two roads in Southern California that seem to completely defy the law of gravity. As objects on these two gravity hills in California have been caught on camera, clearly rolling up the hill instead of down. Take a look for yourself at these gravity-defying spots in Altadena and San Diego in Southern California. What you're about to read and see will blow your mind, as these are easily some of the most mysterious places in Southern California. Gravity Hill in Altadena. Gravity Hill in Altadena is located north of Pasadena in a residential neighborhood on Loma Alta Drive. You can experience this gravity-defying hill for yourself by parking your car at the top of the hill and putting your car in neutral. Take your foot off the brake and be amazed by the sensation of your car rolling up the hill. People have experimented with objects other than cars on this hill, such as sports balls and water bottles, to see if the same thing happens. And it does. For example, if you push an object that's facing down the hill, such as this water bottle pictured here, it will roll backwards uphill and not down, which is mind-bending to witness. Cotillo, at the Mountain Springs exit right off the 8 freeway heading west. To experience this for yourself, stop your car at the stop sign and put your car in neutral. Sit back and relax as your car will start rolling uphill back to the top of the exit. As I mentioned, it's right off the freeway, so be cautious and make sure to use your emergency flashers. I realize this is the kind of thing you must see to believe, so if you're not convinced yet, then check out this footage of San Diego's Gravity Hill. So what do you think? Are these gravity hills in California for real, or are they just a strange optical illusion? Ever visited them in person? If so, we want to hear about your experience. Know of another gravity hill in California? We want to hear about that. 2. The Spooky Files has had a weird instance at Gravity Hill. While looking for the hill, we saw a young boy and tried to ask him where the Gravity Hill was. He turned around, and we all saw him have an ominous stare and blood running from his head through his white turban. He never responded and turned around and kept walking. We didn't feel welcomed and decided to leave, and found out later we were on Gravity Hill where we saw this kid. If you like this story, please feel free to subscribe and hit the like button, and if you hated it, hit the dislike. Tell us stories you have with gravity hills around the world.